Stevie, real excitement ahead of this last game of the regular season, but there's so much to play on it as well. Home semi-final being the ultimate goal. What's your thoughts ahead of it all?
We had a bit of a sneaking suspicion this might be the case when we saw the fixtures come out. So it's probably not come as a huge shock that we find ourselves in this position. It's probably, broadly speaking, what we sort of expected. And that's the way it's played out. So we're still, I suppose there's still a little bit of disappointment that we came off 2 losses before playing Wasps this weekend, and maybe that played a little bit of a part in momentum slowing down. But I felt at the weekend we did a pretty good job of trying to regenerate some of that momentum. And now we find ourselves in a massive game this weekend with a huge amount to play for, because someone said to me last week actually that no one's ever won an away semi in the Prem 15, so it shows how tough it is, and it shows how significant it is to get that home semi. So Susie said the other day that we're almost approaching it like quarter-final, semi-final, and then hopefully final. So that's the mindset. It's it feels big this weekend, and that's the way we want it to be. It's
going to be a tough ask though. Gloucester have ruled the roost for most of the season around that top 2, haven't they? They're a good side.
They're an excellent side, yeah. They recruited really well in the off-season. They brought in some real big reinforcements, particularly in the forward pack, and that's made a big difference for them. And you don't win 16 out of 17 games unless you're a very, very good side. That doesn't mean they haven't got chinks, and there's things we can go at. But we've played against them twice this season already. We played them first game of the season down here when both teams were fairly depleted because of the World Cup, and we played them in an away game up there in the Cup, which we won. Again, a tight game though. And the whole time I've been here, all the games we've had against Gloucester have been really tight. I think the season before this season, I think they beat us by a point here, and we beat them by a handful of points over there. So I would expect it to be a bit of a nail biter this weekend.
Does it make it easier for you as coaches to say, the task ahead this weekend, just go out and do it?
Yeah, maybe. I think it probably depends on the way you frame it. And the thing we do know this weekend is that we have something to play for, and that's probably where we're slightly different to Gloucester this weekend, in that regardless of the outcome of the game, Gloucester's semi-final situation is set in stone. They know what they're doing. Regardless of what happens on Saturday, obviously our situation is still a little bit up in the air and is dependent on the result this weekend. But it's not. It's never really a challenge to get the girls in the right emotional place, because they look after that themselves. So whether it's Wasps at home like it was last weekend, or it's Gloucester away, we're always confident they'll be in the right place emotionally.
You rediscovered your mojo a little bit. That's what you asked for after those 2 defeats last week. And to be fair to the girls, they kept going, didn't they? In a game like that where it's an easy win, they can easily switch off.
We put the emphasis on how we win rather than if we win, because, and again, this wasn't meant to be disrespectful in any way, shape or form to Wasps. I think everyone, in the women's game expected us to win that game, including us, including Wasps. And the emphasis we put on the game is it was about how we won. We didn't want to come off the field and feel we'd underperformed, or we'd not executed a game plan, or we'd not shown all our cards in terms of the way that we prepped. And that was the real pleasing thing to come from the day. We felt we did that. And the scoreline probably reflected it. And I think it sets us up nicely for this week.
And it's obviously got some of the girls battle hardened, as you said. You wanted to get game minutes into them, and likes of Brooke Bradley and others have really taken that opportunity, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously had Abby Fleming and Dalika Menin both started last weekend at tight end 6, and they both got concussions. So Charlie, who got 60 minutes last weekend, will come into the starting team. So those 60 minutes are hugely valuable for her. Ebony came back into the starting team at 7 last weekend, so she got a full 80. So she's going back into 6 this week. So again, that will stand her in really good stead. Like I said, you've already touched on Brooke. She's got some real good minutes under her belt. So using that opportunity last weekend to rotate a few has actually worked out really well in terms of selection this week.
Hope Rogers back is another big boost. You've got Linda and Tricky on the bench as well. Good players to get back at a good time.
Yeah, we're excited about the group we've got out this weekend. There's a couple missing, but it's this time of the year, after the length of season that we've had, it's no massive surprise there's 1 or 2 bumps and knocks and a couple missing, but if you look at the strength of the 23, you know, it couldn't be a great deal stronger. So it's exciting going up there this weekend for what is a game that's got a huge amount riding on it, and if we get it right, we get a home semi. If we're not quite at it, we get an away semi. But whatever plays out, we'll approach the semi in exactly the same way with the intention of going into it to win.